What up, Banditos? We are live. It's Thursday, November 14th, and we're going to see what this Strega all about.
Curb you when it's dark, I'm searching for you in the park. Shady murdered him, another fucking. He just hit his mark, he bet his quota for the month. They found the coda all rolled up inside a bag. He probably dragged the body for about a block. And here we go.
What up, what up, what up, what up? So, you know, we broke out the Strega like on day one, as soon as we got it, which was literally day one. And, you know, it was all right. It was all right. You know, it wasn't bad. It wasn't awesome, but, you know, it did the trick. And we played with it for a while, and then we moved on to greener pastures. But I figure it's time to break it out and come out with a really good build for it. What do you guys say? The question is what, though? You know, what? Like, I really like the Virtuosa set. I actually do. I think it's much more valuable than people realize, not just from a damage perspective, but it brings a lot of survivability to the table also. We get the mag size and weapon handling, and then the weapon damage, and DPS. Just honestly, guys, it's not an issue anymore. So, like, if DPS is your problem, then, you know, we need to take a look at what's going on over there. But things are really powerful right now. So this, I feel like, is nice because it brings big bursts of damage, but you got a good base DPS going on anyways. So it's nice spikes when you need it. And whether it's there like full time or not is irrelevant. It's just irrelevant, you know? So the bigger mag and the magazine size and the bonus armor are things that we're actually looking for. And that's what makes a set interesting. Like, you wouldn't know that on the surface, right? Like, if you were just kind of coming into the game and you were like, yo, like, I just, you know, I want to feel powerful. And it's just like, well, you should feel powerful, but the enemies are going to be powerful too. And that is the part of the build discussion that lingers, not the damage part, you know? And so I feel like, you know, this is an interesting transition in the game. It's going to take some time for a lot of the community to catch up. So, you know, not pointing fingers or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it's going to take time. It always does when we have big momentum shifts in the Division build system for the rest of the community, you know, the ones that are really holding on to their spreadsheets and stuff like that. I mean, all of that, when I see a spreadsheet right now, I'm just like, oh my God, dude, it is so yesterday. You know, it's like, that's so yesterday because, like, the damage is crazy now, even without the modifiers. I'm talking like even without modifiers. But the enemy tuning has gone up too, and survivability, I feel like, is the discussion. You know, it is the discussion. And so, but modifiers are the other part of the discussion, and I have to swing back to that because I mean, I'm with you guys. I'm in the trenches, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on what side of the fence you're on, it is the future of the game. You know, it really is, and it has to be kind of talked about on a regular basis going forward until something has been resolved. And it's the ball's on the devs court. There's nothing we can do. I mean, but I gotta say, like, if you're playing, if our position going forward is to turn off modifiers forever and ever, then this game is done. It is done. Pack it up. You know what I mean? Like, because that's all we have to look forward to, including the DLC. The DLC is going to come with seasons that are going to have modifiers. These are built into the game, buddy. You know what I mean? Adjust your spreadsheets. Adjust them for the modifiers because they're going to be changing on a quarterly basis. Does it mean you have to play with them? No, but what are you playing? What's left of the game? Nothing. You know what I mean? Like even the gear, this gear set here is built with the modifiers in mind. It is on theme. And I'm not saying the modifiers are in a great place. I just put out my 40-hour review video earlier this week. You should check that out. And I say, hey, look, if you're not a fan of mods, but you're wondering if you should be playing the Division 2 in Season 2, the answer is no. The answer is no. Wait for the patch, you know? So yeah, I'm turning people away. Like, if you look at my comment section on my videos, and people are interested in looking or downloading the Division 2 because it's on sale and there's a good value, you know, they watch my video and they say, thanks for the honest review. I'm not going to go into the Division 2, you know, and I gave it as fair of a review as possible. And that's my position. I'm holding to it. But guess what? I am playing with modifiers going forward, whether you like it or not. Modifiers are part of the game. Embrace it or I'm logging out. You know what I mean? Because otherwise, what am I? I'm gonna make builds that are irrelevant. You know what I mean? Like builds without modifiers, they're the future. The builds without modifiers are not the future. You get it? So you can still make the choice to not run modifiers. That's up to you. Every player's got that choice. But builds have to be built with modifiers first. And then if you want to run it without modifiers, good. It should be easier for you. You know what I mean? I guess, right? But like to make a build without modifiers, or to do the extra work and say, hey, this is where it is with modifiers and this is where it is without modifiers, is bullshit. Because the future of the game decided by the devs, okay? Not by me. It was decided by the devs that the future of the game entails modifiers. That's the season package. And so I'm just not going to pretend that modifiers don't exist. You're not going to get that on this channel. You know, so I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what to tell you. You might need to, if you don't like modifiers and they're going to be here, you know, it is time to start exploring other games. I got to tell you that. But if you see potential, if you tried the modifiers and you see potential there, but there's also a lot of bullshit that comes with them, which I agree, then yeah, hang in there. Hopefully the devs come around and fix these fuckers, because they are so slow at fixing things. It's horrible. And that's what my last video said. Be like, look, I think these modifiers can be something great. I love our agent modifiers. I love our agent modifiers. But the hostile modifiers are nasty. You know, they're really bad and they need to be adjusted. You know, and then there's all the other bugs in the game too, right? They're just flat out bugs everywhere. So it's not just the hostile modifiers that need to be adjusted. I'm talking about their potency. But the fact that there's bugs in the game where you don't even know sometimes that the hostiles have modifiers, right? So you fight a hostile and apparently he's got a modifier and you kill yourself because of requital. And so, yeah, that just can't happen. It just can't happen. And that didn't make the patch that was launched on Tuesday. They didn't fix that. And so there goes another chunk of players, right? Another chunk. Every week that goes by, man, every week that goes by, we lose players because so there's two types of people out there on the no modifier side of the fence, which is some are saying, yeah, you know, maybe they're cool, but I'm not gonna play with them now because I got a bad first impression, right? And then the bugs, which is part of that bad first impression. And then there's the other people, which are just no way, no how. And the people that are no way, no how, they're in a tough spot because that's the division going forward. The end. You know, like, so they're gonna be playing partial content, partial seasons. They're gonna get journeys where the rewards of the journey are active modifiers. They're gonna play with the priority objectives where a chunk of those rewards are modifiers, you know, and the game is or the devs are considering part of the content package as these modifiers. The climax mission is intended to test your skills with modifiers on. I don't know what that means yet. We'll see, right? But they said that, you know, and so does the exotic chess piece come only by defeating that with modifiers on? I don't know. But my point is that, like, I'm with you guys. Like, so if you're saying no modifiers, don't think I'm against you. I'm with you. But my passion is coming from this position is like, what are you gonna fucking do? You know what I mean? Because that's what I don't understand. What are you doing? You know, and this is a we problem, but the devs are the ones that have to fix it. You know what I mean? Like the devs have to fix this, man, because we can't continue to have this split community. Those people that aren't playing with seasons, give them 3 months and they're out of here, man. the ones that aren't playing with modifiers, you know, that player will become obsolete. And we don't want that, do we? No, we want a unified, happy community that's growing, not separatism and and abandonment, right? And the community is abandoned right now because what have you guys heard, right? Nothing, right? I mean, and what pisses me off the most, you know what the hottest topic is right now in the Division 2? Can you guess what the hottest topic is right now? The Lexington assault rifle. Like, who gives a fuck about some named assault rifle that's going to come like in the future, and everybody's talking about it and putting out videos on it, and it's just like the hottest topic is like, we got such bigger fucking issues to be working on, don't you think? Like, can we get the dev, instead of like, you know, patting the devs on the back about this, you know, assault rifle, can we, I think it's an expertise system. Can we maybe get them to give us some news on what they're working on, you know, for the next patch? Can we look for some buffs and nerfs or bug fixes related to the, here it is, this guy, to the, what do you call it? The modifiers, you know? Because every week that goes by, we lose players. And that's frustrating. Right, Dante? Nobody signs up for math in a video game. You know what I mean? Nobody does. It's stupid. Hey, give me a second. I gotta turn off my heater. 1 second. Yeah, so it's just a weird place for the Division 2. We're in this weird, awkward place. And that's going to bring out a lot of weird, awkward conversations, you know? Because, you know, I'm seeing people talking about, you know, DPS and pulling out spreadsheets and shit. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like, you know what I mean? Like, how is that even a conversation, right? It's just like we need to... I wish there was a way to rally and get these devs' attention on the modifiers and like, you know, because that's what these spreadsheets are pointless is my point. Like, just like, oh, what is, you know, oh, well, this build gives you 1% more, 3% more damage than that build. If you run this build as 3%, it's like, we are obliterating the enemies with these modifiers. You know what I mean? Like, who gives a shit about 3? I mean, that's not the conversation. It's survivability is the conversation and team synergies. You know what I mean? And strategy and whether you're going to be tactical and aggressive with your gameplay and interesting synergies of the build. That's a great pivot. That's a great pivot. It really is. You know what I mean? Like, and that's what I want to focus on with this build, because like, if power isn't the issue, but survivability is, it asks for more thoughtful builds. Right, like one of the conversations or one of the examples would be Paradise Lost, right? It was mentioned in the devs reveal of Paradise Lost by Yannick that it wasn't going to be a DPS check, that it was more going to be about strategy and team composition, and that's what was going to be requested from that content. Ended up being a DPS check, and the community was sort of disappointed by that, and it is what it is now, right? That's true, right? Casual, you nailed it. You can run whatever all red build you want, but yeah, it's just like Golden Bullet. That's what we said. You know, we talked about this going into it. It's like, who gives a shit what damage you got going into Golden Bullet? You just have to have enough to acquire the Golden Bullet. That's it. So you have to have sufficient DPS to acquire the Golden Bullet, and then the Golden Bullet's gonna take over all your damage, so who cares? Reanimated is the same way. And to ignore that in your spreadsheet is ridiculous. You know what I mean? That you become obsolete if you pretend the modifiers don't exist. And a big chunk of the players are doing that, but it's not their fault. It's not the players' fault. The devs are responsible for onboarding the community. And they're doing a piss poor job of that. Because they launched these modifiers, they're bugged all the hell, fine, right? Like, do we expect different from these devs? No, I expected bugs. I'm sure you guys did too, right? But it's the silence part that kills us, right? Because we're like, is this it? Is this, I mean, I've got to make my decision based on this current state of the game. Decision made. I'm going to go play another game. You know? So it's just like, yeah. But anyways, so we were all disappointed by that DPS check with Paradise Lost, and but things become much more interesting when you have to think about bonus armor or what type of heals that your build needs to bring or what kind of resistance, right? Like, I made a major shift in my XP farm build, a major one. So this is my core XP farm build. You guys have seen it a million times. It's Hunter's Fury, a bunch of armor and bonus armor. It slays everything. But because of the modifiers and their ridiculously overpowered status effect, I wanted to come up with a new XP farm build. But during that exercise, I realized that in order to do what I want to do with my XP farm build, which is basically go around mowing over any enemy that's in my path and not worry about a thing, drink my Slurpee, you know, eat my sundae, like, then I need to be immune to I need to be immune to hazards. And not just a little bit, but fully immune. And that thereby created a more interesting XP farm build for now and probably in the future. And as a matter of fact, it's probably better than the Hunter's Fury build, even without modifiers. Because I can still chain kill, and now I'm immune to riot foam and bleed ammo when we have that directive also. This is a 5 directive build. You know what I mean? So it's probably, and Hunter's Fury was just giving me armor on kill, but I have the armor on kill. I have 20% armor on kill plus the bonus armor on kill. So we're still good in that department. You know what I mean? So, but what caused that? The modifiers didn't ask for more power. They asked for more survivability, and that called for a more interesting build, more interesting synergies. You know, so that's the future potentially, but the devs need to, you know, how do we say, sand out the corners of this motherfucker because we got some rough edges. You know what I mean? She got a promotion apparently, which is kind of weird. I gotta say, I didn't know she was actually doing anything. Yeah, the title, by the title, it's a promotion. It is, Dylan, it is like, it is a mechanical thing, the XP farm build. I actually don't recommend it for new players. I don't know if you are or not, but because a lot of new players still need to wrap their head around the mechanics, you know, using the stronger weapon to activate Headhunter and then switch into your rifle to activate Determined, and then, you know, you hit a helmet guide and that can go away. But so anyways, let's get on to today's build. So the question is, Strega, what do we run it with? You know, so originally my idea was to, and I'm sure everybody was thinking this too, but wow, look at that jitter on the skin, huh? You guys seen that? Originally, I was thinking Negotiator's Dilemma, but that was kind of flat, you know, because they both have this multi-kill concept thing, but... And I just made 2 Virtuosa builds, so I'm kind of don't want to do that right now. Ongoing Directive is kind of really boring right now, and so I'm going to have to go outside of the box on Ongoing Directive. Hunter's Fury, I don't know. What do you guys think, man? I mean, we could go all high end. What kind of mods do we have here? So we have a little bit of crit damage, weak. Weapon handling, a little bit of crit chance, weak. So the crits, they don't even want us to crit with this fucker. So they want amplified damage. Kill an enemy while playing, marking every enemy within 20 meters. So we could run and gun with this thing. It's got a small bag though. What's our reload like? 1.5 seconds? That's not bad. Heartbreaker, I guess. No, we got to get a pulse. Oh yeah, I like the Cheska concept too, casual. That's good. You like it, Golden Age? I mean, I liked it. It was okay. There wasn't anything wrong with it. I just wasn't feeling wow about the negotiators. It works. It absolutely, you know, don't think about it, right? Kind of concept. It's good that way, right? Point, shoot. I feel like I would disappoint a lot of people if I ran the strikers with it. What up, Cam? Nobody likes a good striker build nowadays, do they? We could go like heavy protection from elites, do something like that, kind of go outside the box. High DPS, crits everywhere, max out protection from elites, get creative with our damage. That could kind of be fun. A new player, solo player, a new player, a skill build is actually really good. Check out Dylan. Try a striker skill build. For a new player, that's a good place to start. So you would run the capacitor exotic assault rifle, striker with skill tiers, and then the memento backpack if you can get your hands on it. Yeah, me too, Rising Reap. I'm the same as you. I mean, I pull it out when I have to, though. We could run. It'd be nice to get a bigger mag out of this thing too, because its mag is kind of crappy. Okay, well, let's start with a protection from elites build, and then we'll see where we go. How about them apples? We don't have to stick with what we start, right? All right, so that means I'm gonna go survivalist. I'm thinking about survivalist. It's gonna either be survivalist or it's gonna be firewall for the stronger shield. That would give us damage also. But let's start with survivalists, because that would make an interesting, something different outside of the box. Now, just so you know, I don't like getting creative for the sake of just being creative. It's got to be effective too. If that makes sense. You know what I mean? So like, if I can't be creative and effective, I usually don't make the build. So you know. That means I won't publish it, you know, because it's like, I mean, we can all just throw this on a striker build and make a video about it and call it a day. You know what I mean? But it's not worth my video production, I don't think. My editing. Appreciate you, Perkinini. Perks.
Ha! That's my boy!
So for chess piece, let's run probably a Palisades. We could also do a Hunter Killer, wouldn't be bad, but we're gonna have to be real aggressive with that. But we're gonna need some sort of armor on kill. So I'm gonna run a Palisades. There. Let's keep the Strega, because that will also help us with power. The scabbard is what I meant. So let's do that. And then backpack means no memento, but we're gonna need some shielding. We could go Bloodsucker. What do you guys think? Damage on the backpack? No damage on the backpack? God, I wish we could run 2 exotics. Don't you guys wish that too? Man, I wish we could run 2 exotics. Life would be sweet. We could try that Vigil backpack. That could be interesting. Let's give that a good, solid Tux try. All right. So that's damage. And so we're going to need to compensate by putting on some more armor on kill. Because that means we're going to be taking damage, right? And we don't have the bonus armor to shield that. So maybe some death grips there. Because we're not done with... Well, let me put on my protection from elite mods and let's see where we're at. So that puts us at 50%, which is a pretty good place. And then we have damage coming off the holster with a rate of fire increase and then amp damage here. And then we'd probably want to run some sort of shotgun up there. Like, well, you know what the downside about this? Hold on a second. Assault rifles. I don't typically play into assault rifles with this. 15% to enemies between 15 to 25 meters. Oh, mid-range sucks, right? We don't want to do that because... Whether you're... I mean, it's just a shitty place to play anyways. It's hard to gauge if enemies are even in there. So the vigil's not... Vigil's going to be a shotgun thing. Okay, so that's off. So that could bring bonus armor back on the table. Good news. Could go chest cover bloodsucker. Our backpacks are boring without gear sets right now. What up, Rogers? Yeah, the gunner spec. I might end up having to switch to that. You're right. But with bonus armor, I won't be as worried about the armor on kill. A fixer. Let's put a Cheska there for now. It could be fine. You know what I mean? Like. Should have one more left here. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Huh. That one. There we go. Okay, that's probably good for protection from lights. I don't think we need to do much more than that. That's 62%, possible 80. So from here, gloves and knees, gloves and knees. So we can go Eagle's Grasp, pick up more mag size. Wouldn't hate that idea because this has got a small mag. And if we're not going to need damage, that's only a few bullets though, man. But that also makes a faster reload. Could go contractors, pick some damage to armor up. And then we could do foxes. Just keep it simple. Skill duration wouldn't hurt. Okay, that might get us rolling. 1.5 million in armor. And then let's go ahead and put the decoy on here. The only thing that sucks about the decoy is it glitches the holster. It makes the holster switch. You don't want it to switch. So you could still use it, but you just don't want to toss it if you want that to not be an issue. And as far as chest damage, what are we looking for here? I guess it's just obliterate, huh? What else we got? Intimidate if we load up on that. But that's pretty close. I like it, but not necessarily with this gun. Brace, focus, gunslinger, Overwatch, skill, tag team. Guess it's this one. That's true. Rifle as a secondary, not a bad idea. Yeah, we need to do another rifle build soon too. Here we go. I have a feeling I end up liking the rifle more. You know how it goes. Every few months. I know what you mean, Alexia. And I got to go out and find this named handgun too, the Harvest. I've killed the Hoarder a couple of times, and he's just been dropping nothing but purple gear. So let's see here. Impatient. We can go weapon handling. Hazard protection for each enemy in short and medium range for 5 seconds. Movement speed isn't bad, and reload speed. Long range damage to the body. We'll take crits. And then let's take that movement speed. Where are our crits? 52, we're too high for this. We need to bring that down. I don't know if I can though. This one. Because I got crit stacks. Has anybody run the Chameleon recently? If it's changes? Yeah, I'm still on my journey too. I need to look to see if I've finished the last one. Apparently not. Look how I'm close though. Number 7. I'm just like, man. Anguish, like the best I could tell you is like one of the easiest things for me was playing the True Sons on a lot of those. And I was just going from the castle to the choke, resetting, castle to the choke, resetting, castle to the choke, resetting. And then also the crash site. The crash site is good because a lot of them are like kill somebody in short range or kill somebody in long range or whatever. And the visibility across the whole battlefield is great, right? So there's not a lot of corners and things you have to go around and obstructions. So that's a good one there too. Felt like that was the answer to a lot of the problems that we were up against. Oh, I see we still have the audio bug, huh? On rifles. So here's something here. We got some engagement. It's kind of boring. We'll skip them. See how throwing that out switched my holster. I'm gonna switch it back. We're shieldless, folks. Fucking pool of fire now. More fire. Blind.
Reinforcement complete.
Locked in. Comes the slaying. Find somebody to slay. You there, Slade. Definitely already hitting 1 million. Yeah, 1.5 million on the body. You see that? That's what I'm saying. Like, damage is not the question anymore. Look at our bonus armor. Here's the bossy boss. 2.3 on the body on that boss. 2.3. We're running 1.5 million in armor. That's what's weird, man. Because if you're not playing with modifiers, like, we're playing 2 different games, you know? And I don't want to talk people into playing modifiers if they don't like them. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to get the devs to get off their asses. You know what I mean? Because because I like what the modifiers have to offer. They're just in a shitty place, you know? And I think if the players, or how do I say, it's not the players, it's the negative, or what do we call them? The hostile modifiers. If those are fixed, then more people would be willing to give these a try. I feel like it's going to be, we're going to be like in the DLC. I mean, that might be their strategy. You know, that might be their strategy. They might just say, you know what? We've lost all control of the community and our ability to develop. Let's just get this shit out there and use it as testing grounds for the DLC, you know? Might be it. It's 1.5 in the body there.
Heavily armored hostile detected.
I mean, that was without, I forgot we had the holster. So that was without switching the weapon swap for a rate of fire.
Supply room access unlocked.
Yeah, the shock is insanely crazy. I don't know. Like I said, like, I'm just shocked that that made it out of the Oh, that's an interesting channel. The PTS. Yeah, and the only way around it is to go 100% immune, right? Because even if you run like 70% hazard protection, that's not good enough. You'll lose all your armor in that duration time.
Friendly control point detected.
Our long range damage is insane. Yeah, makes it feel like it's on story mode. Whoever keeps picking this scope, we need to have a talk. Yeah, they can hit you with one bullet. That's the thing. It's the same problem with the fire, right? A single bullet and you're just engulfed in flames. Like it's the apocalypse on your character. Liking the soundtrack, Helio?
Incoming.
Helio. 2 million right there on the chest. Oh, I hate that punch. 2 million again. Yeah. So we saw a high of 2.6. Want to try to hit that one more time before I start modifying the build to see if that's where we're actually at. I need confirmation. Deliver crits? Yeah, let's deliver crits. The crits are built. Shit, they're everywhere, man. Shields are for pussies. All right, we're locked in to new damage. It's a busy control point, man. They're everywhere. It's one of my favorite places to fight. I don't come here too much, though, because it's kind of out of the way. My character's, like, really lazy. He doesn't like doing cardio.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
We're fighting here now. Did we complete the control point, but now we're fighting convoy? Felt like we killed the boss. I think that was his turret earlier. Yeah, there it is.
Supply room access. Hostiles detected.
See, I forget about the holster all the time. It so dramatically looks different when you switch, and I keep forgetting about it. It's always been like that for me in this game. Like, there's a lot of things like that where it's just like if you have to do it all the time, it kind of becomes tedious, and I just kind of start muscling through it. There's some things like that, like the defender drone. Like, you have to constantly deploy it, and I get tired of deploying it, and I just kind of throw it away. Look at that God World mod. Interesting time to be coming back, Darren. Interesting time. Long range with reversal. I'd probably just put on a determined build and just kill everything and not worry about your reversal. I think that's what I did. Determined headshot sniper build, basically. Put on the sniper build with determined and then just go to work. You know, just kill everything. Don't worry about who's what. Just kill everything in long range. I think that's what I did, you know? Just kill everything in long range with reversal. You have to activate it though, right? But I think with determined, you're strong enough where it won't matter. You'll just be one-shotting everything. Or with a headhunter build, I should say. Yeah. Is that the same one where you had to kill, or wants you to be in New York with cleaners and all that shit? Can't remember what's what. You have to do that short range. Yeah. Ahmad, the best tip I got for you, man, like, and I say this to everybody that asks that because I get it a lot, and it's not to brush you off. It's not. So from the sincerest place of my heart, I have a channel, what do you call it? A playlist on my YouTube channel for new and returning players. And I put in a lot of time on creating those guides, and they're recent. So they're all updated guides. Even the guide for this season is in there for this season. But it answers questions that you're going to have that you don't know you have yet. Like, I'm level 40, now what? You know, that kind of question. Like, what do I do once I get to level 40? Or when do I boost to New York? Or what's a mule? And do I need one? How many do I need? You know, that kind of stuff. Where's the grind? you know, and explains where the grind in the game is and why mules are important and resources and stuff like that. So I have all these videos, a whole series of them, and there's a playlist called for, you know, guides for new and returning players or something like that on my channel. Let me see if I can see that one too. Which journey is it? What mission? Robert.
Hostile control point nearby.
I'll try to remember what I did. Oops, hold on. God damn it! It always tries to get me to buy this shit. Fucking, I hate that. Number 5. Got it. Okay, so eliminate hostiles at long range with reversal. So it is long range. Yeah, so that's a sniper build, man. And the best place to do it would be the crash site. And these other ones, like drawback active or teeth active, by active they mean equipped. I think, because I don't think I actually paid attention to those once I had this going. So this build works. It was nice. It was fun. I just didn't really feel wowed about it. It was just, you know, another assault rifle build. I want to be noticing the assault rifle more. You know what I mean? Maybe we go back to negotiators. I mean, I would run Heartbreaker if it worked with Heartbreaker. Pulse thing, you know? It's like, even if you do land those headshots, it just doesn't... You're not going to get stacks. Unless we got neurotic about switching to our shotgun. We could run this with Hunter's Fury. And enforce that distance thing more. Force the distance on enemies, you know what I mean? So it's 20 meters from the kill, right? So if we pushed in on the enemies, we could have an easier time making sure that that 20 meters was applied to as many targets as possible. So there's that. The problem with negotiators is you end up eliminating those targets that, well, you don't get any, how do I explain this? You don't get any value out of the marks. So you kill one guy and you mark all these other guys with the assault rifle's symbol, right? But since you don't actually shoot those enemies because you're only focused firing on one of them, then those marks, you're not doing anything with those. And if you do have to turn into one of those guys to shoot at him because he didn't die yet, then it doesn't matter about that damage boost because there's not much life left in him anyways, you know? So it's nice in theory, but I think in practice you find that you probably just get there's a lot of waste in the negotiators. But negotiators would be great with a rifle, by the way. Ugh. Yeah, I was thinking hunters. We could try Umbra, but it was bugged. Has anybody tried the Umbra lately? Is it still bugged? Or we could go to something crazy like a ninja bike backpack and just go off the wall.
Serious trauma detected.
What? I just took damage by switching to the holster? Do you hear that? Because I lost armor or something? How did that happen?
Immediate medical assistance needed.
You hearing that? Oh my god, that's crazy, bro. Listen to this. Okay, putting on a striker's backpack, right? Now let's put on the ninja.
Vital signs critical.
I'm killing myself here. Can I die? Let's see if I can kill myself.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
I'm gonna leave this place. I'm gonna have no armor. So what could we do with this? We could try to make a bigger mag on this thing. The cost of a lot of damage. We just need more gear sets. Brazos with the ninja. Yeah, I mean, I was thinking about that, but it's at such a cost. I mean, I like the Brazos set, but I'd prefer to do it with like a capacitor build or something where I was actually going to play into the skills. I mean, it could help the shield. This does work on the skill build, right? We could do that. Hold on a second. Let's rethink that. I wish we could put the mechanical animal with this. Because this works for turrets. Just by having it in your hand. When the turret gets a kill, you get the... Did you guys know that? So if just by having this equipped and in hand, when your turret kills, it puts unnerve on that target. The downside is that if we run that kind of build, then we have a pretty weak assault rifle. So we're turning it into skill perk. What up, CJ Pearl? English, thanks for the gifts. Congrats, Tank, Derek, and crew. We could run it into a true patriot build. That could be cool. Yeah, that's where we need to go. Because it turns into a team buff build. And then we could like, yep. That's where we're going. Okay. They're probably all on my other character, though. All my true patriot pieces. Let me see here. That makes sense. Because see, true patriot's about tagging multiple targets too. Right? And you get amp damage for doing that. I like that idea. And it's also an interesting gear set. You know, it's not just about damage. We might need to go fetch some pieces, though. Let me just see what I got. Yeah, it'd be a good time to bring True Patriot back. All right, let's go get it. Appreciate you, Angrish.
Ha! That's my boy!
Even Tito does. I kind of want to make a tip of spear build. I want that gear set to work. The downside, this is what's wrong with tip of spear. Determined exists. That's what's wrong with tip of spear. So tip of spear is great because it gets you that specialization ammo, right? But when you're slaying out there with determined, you earn it faster than what tip of spear can generate it for you. So tip of spear is nice for that first minute or so, but outside of that, you don't really get too much value out of it.
Entering safe area.
And the weapon itself is so strong. I mean, you're already one-shotting a lead, so But you know, that being said, like maybe a tip of spear could be cool with the modifiers. Maybe it's so strong now that you can definitely go without headhunter and look at the tip of spear chest piece. The question is then what? I don't know. That's as far as I thought it out. Yeah, they're too gimpy, but you know, I'm always thinking about the TAC 50. It's the only one that my mind only goes there. Oh, I forgot about the Ortiz gear set. Is it still going to be as boring as ever? It's like, it's effective at what it does, but it's so one-dimensional. I mean, it's so one-dimensional, I really don't have space for it in my stash, you know what I mean? Like, I should delete it. I like it, but it's got to do more for me, man. Okay, so no gloves or knees. Okay, let's see if it's in my stash. Gloves. No, damn it. That means that we're gonna have to go to countdown. Damn it. Or I run it with the ninja. But I want to run it with the new holster because we're gonna need the damage spike. Let's see what's on the map right now. Alright, that's fine. CJ, you didn't, that Catharsis mask, wasn't that on one of the guaranteed drops during the throwback event? Did you miss that? Or was it not? Maybe it was the bio I'm thinking of. We're gonna have to put on a countdown build, I think.
Priority objective available.
I mean, I guess we can just go in there with this
Safe
randomness.
area detected. Hostile control point identified.
Were we running a Cheska backpack? Yeah, that one. And then Centurion. I should probably put on a shield if we're gonna go in there. Alright, what's my bag situation look like? 147, that's not big enough. We need more space. What? You've never played Countdown? That's crazy. How do you get your stuff? How do you get your stuff? That's like the easiest way to get stuff. Summit. Ah. The alternative.
You have received an invite.
The problem with the summit for me is that it doesn't give the quantity of drops.
You have joined a group.
But the summit in theory is excellent. You're right, because not everybody wants to do group, and countdown is just a gigantic group. Right? Yeah. I think so too, Grumpy. It's like, you know, all that work for a couple of percentage rebalance on the backpack.
Communication relay offline.
I mean, what were they thinking, right? Like, yeah, because we're getting...
Rikers have taken the power plant. Not sure what they're trying to do with a nuclear reactor, but they...
I mean, the damage is like, it puts it on story mode. You know what I mean? Like earlier with the build I'm running now, which is like 1.5 million armor and all this protection from elites, we were hitting at 2.6 million in the chest. 2.6 million because of modifiers.
Unstable. Emergency lockdown protocols activated.
Thank God they nerfed that backpack though, you know? I get it. Because things would have just gotten out of control. Like, what? This. I don't know if I have my rifles. Damn it.
System malfunctioning. System back online.
What up, Steel?
You're in. We need to locate the target.
Oh, we gotta set our loot. True Patriot. God, True Patriot was just on the map the other day too. And I got some good pieces, but I had to delete them, you know, stash. You know how that is. It's kind of weird that they let modifiers in here, by the way. I'm glad, though. But the weird part about it, like, I don't know if it's functioning the way it should. Does anybody else think that too? Because do you notice there's only your modifiers, but the enemy doesn't have them? I mean, I haven't been tracking numbers or anything like that, but... that's how it seems. I mean, it might just be a visual bug is what I'm saying. I mean, that's 1 million on the body, so I don't think it is. You know what I mean? I think my modifier is working here. Oh, let's do our slot. There we go.
Hostile neutralized.
Yeah, but notice the enemies aren't shocking us and none of that other crazy stuff, which is great. I mean, the experience in here is how modifiers should be out there, don't you think? All good, no bad. Like, Grumpy, don't you think the dev's attitude is interesting in this game? Because, I mean, I know the First Descendant is a newer game, so they have a little bit more luxury. Ooh, I need that UIC, but that's not a good one. But, you know, people complain about the neg on the modifiers, and they adjusted it. But this, do you think this dev team is going to do the same? Oh, that might be it too. Oh, I'm farming True Patriot because I'm trying to figure out. You probably missed the beginning, Grumpy. Like, I want to find a good build for Strega, and I just haven't been super. I mean, it works on anything, of course, you know. And of course we ran it with negotiators, but I feel like negotiators is a lot of waste because this is my thinking on it, and it's hard to notice this is happening when you're using it, but you end up marking 3 targets, great, and you end up focus firing on 1, and then the Strega puts the amplified damage on the other 2 remaining, if they're alive. If they're not alive, then why are you even running the Strega? Great. So if they are alive, then you're like, cool, well, now I have amplified damage. But they're not alive enough for the amplified damage to even be the game changer. So it's sort of like, you know, usually you're only going to have a couple of shots left on those other enemies. And so it's sort of like you're not getting that full weight of that amplified damage. You're getting it on a limp dick NPC who's barely alive. You know. And so, you know, then I go through and I was like, well, you know, Virtuosa would be a great pairing, but I just made 2 Virtuosa builds. I don't want to do that a third. And then nobody wants to see another Strikers build anytime soon, so that's off the list. So I'm trying to figure out a good build. Right now I'm just running a protection from elites build, which worked, but didn't feel fancy enough. So that's what led us to True Patriot. Because True Patriot is also about tagging multiple targets, kind of like a Negotiator's Dilemma. But you bring that team support element in there, which will make it a nice twist. Plus, you're getting the amplified damage from that just by shooting them, and then you get an amplified damage buff on kill. So you're getting like on the front and the back. And True Patriot could use the lift and damage too from the gun. But from there, what? You know, maybe a Catharsis build? Maybe we put the... No, we're probably going to run the Scabbard. So we can't run the Catharsis.
Agent down.
Let's see, where we going? Who's alive? Who's dying out there? This guy all alone in containment? What's he doing? Why was he doing... Gotta follow you. Stick with the team, man. Oh, you get more ammo on the gun. Good point. Yeah. Am I going the wrong way? Where are they all going that way? Did we do 2 objectives or just 1? I think we did 2. I'm confused now. That's how casual this game mode is. I don't even know what objective we're on. Freedom. Aggressively spreading in America.
Agent, you've reached the lab. I need you to stabilize the reactor. You're in. Now, just need to find and destroy those fuel valves.
Yeah, 3D. I think that's a bug. Yeah, they disable themselves. I think that's a bug. But yeah, they're supposed to show. But when you log in and log out, they go away.
Magnetic containment failure.
Evacuate the facility. 5 minutes to lockdown.
Nice work on the valves. Now, I need you to expose the reactor's core.
Containment field failure. EMP discharge required to stabilize reactor.
Oh, there's a decent backpack. And we need these. These are yellow. Skill damage. Did the Strega not spread on that kill? Damn. Get these explosives everywhere. Oh, you got away from me. Got him. So, like, what happens in here if you're not running modifiers? You're just fucked? You just don't get the power boost that everybody else is getting? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the power boost that I get here. 1.8 million on the body. 2.1 something or other. 2.3 million. So if you don't run modifiers, you're just missing out. That's just, they gotta fix that. God, I hate fighting them Rikers. Too much armor on you freaks. I'm not seeing the Strega marks, by the way. I don't even know if it's working in here.
Target approaching. System back online. lockdown in 1 minute.
Kill himself.
Offline.
That's the same whiskey guy again. He's having a bad day, man. That's the guy that was dying all by himself.
Good work, Agent. You saved the plant. Move to extraction point. Shoot off a flare so Torres knows you're ready to go.
An agent needs assistance. System reactivated.
He wouldn't let me pick him up. Did he get up? I don't know what's going on. I tried to pick him up. There was no symbol. Still down. Yeah, when you get the kill, that's right, Turu. And I was paying attention to that. I was like, maybe somebody was stealing the kill. But I was sure I got the kill on a couple of those. I didn't see it. It might just be a visual glitch. Maybe I'm just not getting the mark, but the damage is there. Well, yeah, with Lucky, CJ. With Lucky Shot is what you mean? Yeah, but the problem is that how fast you get the ammo. Determine just accelerates it, but even with Lucky Shot, you'd still be getting it back pretty quick.
Neon hostiles detected. System restored. System disrupted.
All right. The damage hits hard at long range, so it's staying Vika. Ah, no. Got it. They're locked in now.
When you're ready to come home, shoot off the flare.
Just go obliterate this hunter and see what happens. Oh, I got shocked. Hold up. That hurt. Damn it, that shot came on. There we go. Oh, there's a hostile with the symbol. He had the modifier, that hostile. He had the special ammo modifier, so there's one. They do exist. Weird.
Torres is on her way.
I think we got everything we needed. Little buff to the Allegro, huh? 3% increase? Something like that.
Let's get you home, Agent.
Yeah, so that's like one of the questions that I have, you know, for the portion of the community not playing modifiers. It's just like, how are you playing right now? I don't get it. because they're everywhere. You know, they're everywhere. These modifiers. How do you avoid them? You can't even go in the countdown. That's like the #1 farm for exotics. That's the #1 farm for gear. If there was a solid way going forward, like where they balanced out the modifiers, I'd be okay with that. You know, but they're central to the game right now, at least this season, you know. But if they said, hey, we're gonna make it so that, you know, you still get the full seasonal experience even without modifiers, and kind of treat the modifiers, because I've always actually looked forward to that. It was like one of my suggestions, like one of the things that I would hope we get in this game was like the ability to turn on global events, the concept of global events, like Golden Bullet or Reanimated, like as a map modifier, like a global modifier to the map. And even if it's not the entire map, maybe it's Summit. And I think that's like one of the ways to drive more engagement in the Summit, is just like get all the global events to just lock into the Summit, and that they're always there. And that might be a way going forward to make the Summit relevant, because right now, and global events, because global events are now expired, right? Like, you're going to be choosing between Golden Bullet and our modifiers. I mean, I guess Golden Bullet would be more appealing, I guess, but they still get increased damage to enemies, you know, but they don't get shock ammo, so there's that, you know. But you also get other benefits, but either way, that's simple. Yeah, Golden Bullet's probably just straight up more appealing. But I've always thought like it'd be cool if, you know, we always had access to those. And what if they found a way to work these modifiers so it was like that, you know? Yeah, I bet so, Teru. That must have been real interesting playing in there, huh? All right, so True Patriot. Let's throw this bad boy together. So let's see. We didn't get much in these, but we'll configure them. So we needed gloves. So we'll take this one. Oh, we already have those, so I can delete these. Okay, good. And then mask. It's in my stash still. Alright, so let's see where we are crits wise. 37, not horrible. I guess, let me see. Do we run gunner for armor on kill and ammo? Probably. I think this is to be straight up DPS tank build. So I don't think we need to do anything too complicated here. And we'd want to make it legendary certified, I imagine. We probably want to keep the rifle on the back. I like that idea. I don't know if we want to do killer for a group mode. Hold on. What would we run there? Optimus is fine. Ranger probably, because we'd only be using it in deep. Boomerang isn't bad. I'm gonna go Ranger. And then we can keep Obliterate. It will, because it's primarily a Strega build, so the rifle is just for backup. And I am gonna lower the armor. We could give our team shield. Bonus armor. Should we do that? Because there's no point in running a true patriot build if you're not running with a team. Because you're not running this for DPS. There's better options out there. And you're not running it for defense. There's better options than this for that too. So it's a team setup. Now we can maintain our damage. I don't mind that. But we could also buff the team and give them bonus armor. So we could run a Brazos Vanguard. No, that doesn't make any sense. We don't get any real benefit from it. Just let's start off with a DPS version. Okay, so let's keep our armor on kill. That'll give us 20% armor on kill. And then we'll put everything else to crits. Damage. Oops. Chunk, chunk. Chunk, chunk. Why can't I delete any of this? And the talent on the chest determines how much armor I run. That's why I was questioning that. So we'll keep that blue. This one's gonna have to stay blue. I'm gonna roll that to crit damage. Backpack, we will make red. But I need more moolah. All right. Borrow money from the bank. And then, yeah, armor-wise, 1.4. I mean, it's probably okay, but let's put it down one more notch. Okay, I think we're good. I have to go through and delete all my Picaro's holsters. All right, let's make sure I got the right weapons selected. Gunner, assault rifle, and rifle. All right. Let's go matchmake this son of a bitch. Mission settings, difficulty, legendary, and then matchmake. Oops, I didn't matchmake. Group has been a little bit rough. Oh, 3D crash? You were going in and out of countdown. Ooh, I better check. Better check. Reaper, what up? Yeah, they turned off. Wow, look at that. No, they're on. They're on. It says 0 here though, right? Weird. But they're on. So we got our long range, we got our crits, we got by the teeth, and then we got reload speed and stuff. Okay.
Invite to another agent's group. Proceed.
America. Fuck yeah. They should put that right on our flag.
You've got your objective. Don't let anything stand in your way.
Oh, yeah. Okay, they're fighting.
Agent, priority objective available.
Drones with Stellite. Awesome.
Agent down. An agent needs assistance.
This team is all spread out, huh? It's ballsy to play inside like that because you don't know what mods these guys are gonna come in with. Yeah, see, they got Stellite. And a fucking Chunga. They all got Stellite. Clear! Got it locked. Yeah, that's great. These guys are aggressive. They make me worried. See, they're coming with Stellite, man. You gotta back the fuck up. Because I'm not gonna be able to save you. What do you want? You know? I mean, we're gonna get overrun. Or not, or not. True Patriot. For the win.
Vital signs critical.
Heal, dude. Why can't I heal? Oh, God damn it.
Medical assistance needed.
I'm like stuck. My character's stuck. Sorry guys, I almost fucked up there. Almost got his kill. Like my character was stuck. I couldn't heal. I'm a bad ally. Oh, he's got shotgun. What?
Agent incapacitated.
Stellite just killed me. Should probably put Reviver I have on, right? Guy's rolling heavy. Look at that armor he's got. I'm right here trying to figure out my fucking buttons. Seriously. Not get ammo? Fuck. Why is my ammo so small? That's a rifle.
Vital signs critical. Agent down.
Oh, fuck. What the fuck was that? Snipe? It's rough in here, man. Rough. Blue Manchu! What up, Max? Need a decoy out there. Oh, these drones are gonna torture him. Guys running strikers build. Tank strikers build. Strikers with, my guess is strikers catharsis with, what do you call it? St. Elmo's. Good man, got us up. I should put on a fucking reviver out. I'll do that after.
System disrupted.
Two dangers out here, but do not have one. Yeah, I mean, I feel great about my damage, man. It's when you get stood up like that you gotta worry, right? Oh, that audio bug sucks on the rifle. Okay, let's crush this. Armor mod. Okay, here we go. This room could get messy. Fucking dude. God, these fueling stations are annoying. Small mag is annoying too, by the way. See that heal? It's insane. Ah, he wasn't even shooting at me and I got fucking burned. What the fuck? He wasn't even shooting at me. I shot him. I thought they sped this up. Why does it not feel sped up anymore? It wouldn't surprise me if they fucking accidentally reverse that. Our revive times are really slow. Probably run more armor.
Immediate medical assistance needed.
Just got hit with that fucking requital I locked in on medium. Bill.
An agent has left your room.
Get away from my reviver. Sniper. Decoy. Ah, fucker.
Agent down. Agent down.
I tried. We got a newbie though. Maybe he'll come save us. Oh, he spawned right by the bosses. That sucks. That sucks.
An agent is no longer in your group.
Yeah, it was a tough one. Small rooms, you know what I mean? I bet you they died from requital too. I mean, that's because I hit a guy with the requital and I went My armor went to 0. I had to heal up. I bet you that's what took everybody out. But from a damage perspective, you don't really need more damage. We're pretty strong, so I might as well just throw on another armor core. Doesn't look like he's matchmaking, man. Yeah, it's gonna make grouping pretty tough. Again, how are you playing the Division 2 if you're not playing with modifiers? I mean, is it solo everywhere? Is everybody just playing solo? You know what I mean? Because I gotta tell you, I'm a pretty experienced player, and those guys were pretty savvy. You know what I mean? They were some savvy. I could tell by the way they were playing. They knew what they were doing, you know? And shit can turn on you real quick. It is what it is right now, and it sucks, right? That sucks, but it is what it is.
Safe area detected.
I mean, you're gonna have a hell of a sense of accomplishment when you complete it, right? And but my point is like there's a lot of casual players that have been doing legendaries for a long time and can complete them, and you know, it was a good fight for them, and you know. And so, but now that's not a casual playthrough. That's sort of like, man, you got to be pretty savvy to complete a legendary in a random group. That's got to be hard right now. That's got to be rough, you know? We need jiggle physics. That solves everything. Totally. Damien! Welcome back, man. Red Skulls. Red Skulls.
Ha! That's my boy!
Yeah, you can run your sniper build, and it does bypass everything. But that's sort of the problem with... I mean, you don't really want to do that, right? I mean, not always. I mean, running a sniper build is great. If you're a sniper, run sniper builds. But if you're running a sniper build to bypass modifiers, then, you know, then we're on team no modifiers, right? And we don't want to be on that team because that means no Division 2. Because there is no Division 2 with no modifiers, you know? We're stuck in yesteryear, no content, no nothing, you know? I mean, you can only play solo or with people that don't like modifiers, and so I hope you have a good friends list, and so we don't want that. We don't want that. We want the devs to fix this, right? Or back to the drawing board, and you know they're not going to do that, right? They're not going to do that. I think it's only the one with the gun. Sick. That's what I understand. And so so when I say, like, you know, like I was saying earlier in the stream, like, hey man, modifiers are here to stay. Get on board or get out. Like, I wasn't kidding. And I don't mean that like from a, you know, what do you call that? What's that way of thinking? I've said this before. Not extremist, but where it's all or nothing type of thinking, black and white. Like, I don't mean it from that perspective. I mean, like, the devs have locked in, right, on the modifier concept. They're locked in. I mean, there's no way they're going to abandon this. I don't think they can justify that. They're of Anatech. And so I don't like the state where the state of the game is either. It needs to be fixed. We need the community united. But because, like I was saying earlier in the stream, if it maintains this way, all the people that are saying no modifiers, you know, and I would predict in 3 months they're not going to be playing this game anymore. Well, they'll come back for the DLC because they want to try it out. But as soon as they see the modifiers again, they're not going to stay for long. And that DLC needs to be really strong to keep them, or the modifier bugs need to be all worked out, which they hopefully would be by that time. Is nobody matchmaking with me? Look, we're still matchmaking. And is this the outcome of the situation? How long does it take to find a team in DUA right now? We're in season launch period right now, right? What are we, 2 weeks into the season? And it's taken me, how long is it gonna take me to find a group? Because everybody's wizened up. You know what I mean? Like everybody knows that maybe I need to go to Legendary Capital Building. Maybe that's the problem, huh? Maybe I'm doing the wrong Legendary. But everybody knows, like, Legendary is too much of a pain in the ass right now to group up. Nobody's grouping up. Let's try this one. I mean, small rooms are rough. I mean, in solo, you can manage it more, though, right? Even with modifiers. Like, I gotta say, you can manage modifiers solo a lot easier. But in group, it's tough because when somebody else goes down, you have to go up there, you have to save them, right? And then it's not just that, but the scaling, the enemies scale, right? Everything scales up. So it's worse in group, for sure. It's worse in group, for sure. No excuse, though. Kind of, Burnster. It's true. Like, I'm with you. Like, I actually love our modifiers. I love them. I mean, I've never felt more powerful in the Division 2. And I think they're onto something. But we can't just say, you know, stop crying, players, because those are really bad. I mean, you can't, there's no way, right? That those status effects can be like that. A requital, and then all the bugs that are going with them. You know what I mean? But I'm only playing with modifiers right now. Like, I'm not going to turn the modifiers off. If I turn the modifiers off, I'm turning the Division 2 off. Because this is the future of the Division 2. Until the devs tell me differently, I'm going to say it that way. You know? This is what they've locked in on. This was the plan before season. This was the plan with seasonal characters. This is the plan without seasonal characters. The modifiers were always there. And I don't think they can justify abandoning the modifiers after abandoning the seasonal characters, you know? Action, bait and switch. Let me see. I don't have them all memorized by name. Let me look. Bait and switch, bait and switch. No, I haven't, because I keep choosing persistence. The ones that I don't, because I keep locking in, because part of it is it's my selection of the active modifier that sort of determines what I end up running. Because active modifier, the all out allows me to control the scenario. So I can lock everybody into long range, or I can lock everybody into short range, whatever I choose, which is usually long range because I want the damage perks from that. And that one doesn't fit into the long range category. What up, big girl? Right, vid girl? Yeah, I'm on board with you there. Yeah, I get it. Like, I don't like playing into range either, you know? Which is why I also choose the all-out modifier, because you lock in. It doesn't matter. The ranges don't matter anymore. You lock in your range, long range, and then it just doesn't matter. You play as if you're playing in short range or medium range, it doesn't matter. That's also why I like that, because I don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about what range my enemy is in. I mean, we do that to some degree with Hunter's Fury, right? And we do that to some degree with, what's the other one? Intimidate. And so there's some that we do that, but it's also going with the play style, right? We're choosing that play style. We're choosing aggressive. We're choosing SMGs and shotguns. Damn, guys, like, how long have we been matchmaking for? Look it. No, this is Capitol Building is a legendary for the week. Are you guys random matchmaking for legendaries right now? Or are you just skipping it? Legendaries altogether. Because turning off modifiers isn't going to fix anything, right? Like, I can turn off the modifiers. They'll still be on when we go there. Yeah, St. Elmo's is good, vid girl. Okay. You did, Zane? Okay, maybe I'm just on bad luck. Stop matchmaking. Mission settings. Difficulties on legendary. I mean, because I don't want to make a group build if nobody's grouping up in the game. I don't know. Nasty. I mean, St. Elmo's is still all right. It's not all about damage. Every now and again, you get to shock somebody still, you know? It's got a large mag still. The crits were nerfed, you know? The new AR is okay, you know? It's hard to... I find it difficult to notice if it's actually doing anything for me. You know what I mean? Like, especially in a group. I mean, hear me out here. This is a good question. Is Strega good for group? Because if I kill a target and then it puts a mark on 2 other targets that can now get amplified damage only from me, and then my ally kills that target, I didn't get anything out of it. Yeah, P-Dog. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? Is that a reasonable way to think about this weapon? Or does somebody maybe have an argument against that? Yeah, that's the plan, Classic Babao. That is the plan, is to fix it like that. I still don't think it's a great idea. I think they need to go beyond that, but that's temporary, a great solution. Yeah. But because what'll also happen is it'll be annoying because you'll be matchmaking, you'll have modifiers off, let's just say. Somebody jumps in and they want to use their modifiers, so they're going to leave, you know, and then that's going to keep happening. Half of the people are going to want modifiers and half the people don't. Now, it doesn't sound like a big problem. You're like, well, that's 50-50 chance, right? Except our community is so small. I mean, I can't even matchmake in Capitol Building right now. I don't know why, but... Maybe everybody's stuck in traffic. Maybe it's just a bad hour. But still, right? I mean, we should have tens of thousands of players in this game. Tens of thousands. This is the legendary of the week, and I'm not getting a match. Well, I mean, guess I can save the build for another day and move on to a solo build. Yeah, yeah. That's the other thing. But maybe the Strug is a bad idea for group. Maybe it is anyways. But then what, man?
Incoming backup request.
Okay, well, obviously we're not going to matchmake, so let's cancel this before we get one lonely soul coming in. Damn, that's rough. All right. Ongoing directive for solo. Okay, ongoing directive. Let's see here what I got. Gloves for sure. Chest too. And the mask. Yeah, maybe Creeping Death. I was just thinking that too. But Wicked wouldn't be bad. Give us an excuse to use Wicked. Probably on a Palisades. Unstoppable Force wouldn't be bad either. But Wicked, let's do Wicked. Nice little synergy there. And it's nice because it's not crit based too. Let's try to get this to armor. Yeah, yeah. Thinking I like there. Palisades all the way. I feel like I need more armor though. I don't need to be this red. I don't have the pieces to. That's the wrong chest. 31, 132. All right, that's good. And then I think these should all be fine. I mean, I would put on more armor, but we'll go with what we got for now. Let me look at my stash just to make sure. She's to the gunner. Yeah. Mask. Yeah, I'm not a fan of the Carnage too, either. I don't care if it's strong or not. You know. You can always find a strong weapon, you know? So I'm never really too impressed by anything that comes that's like super powerful. So it's like, what else? Okay, what else you got for me? That's what I'm looking for. What else you got for me? A cool synergy? It kind of annoys me how much, and it's not just Division 2 in a lot of games, right? Like, it's kind of annoys me how much emphasis is on damage, you know? And I feel like I'm always going against the grain a little bit when the way I talk about it. And it's not that I don't want to feel powerful. Of course I do. Who doesn't, right? Like, duh. But it's like, there's more to video games than just damage. And I'm not saying that, like, we don't need to be powerful. Of course we do. But it's just like there's so much more to performance. And that's why it's like, you know, that's why I don't play by spreadsheets.
Hostile control point detected.
Yeah, it looks good on paper. And then you go use it in the field and be like, it doesn't work anything like that. I didn't get any of that damage potential out of it. It's not a skill issue. You know, it's just like it just doesn't play out like that, you know? And so I started out the Division 2 with spreadsheets. I was making my own spreadsheets and doing crazy shit. That was a long time ago. But I felt like I just phased out of it after a while, you know? You know, that was during the dark ages too. Like, I started experimenting with builds. I mean, that's what it was. It wasn't because I don't like spreadsheets. I love spreadsheets, actually. But it's because there was this, it was more interesting. It got more interesting to be creative with builds than to look beyond power and to look for synergies. You know, I remember getting into like protection from elites and then working with, what's it called? Ridgeway's Pride chess piece. Danger zone here. And I started experimenting from that point, and then we just kept getting more gear over and over again. I'm trying to think of the evolution, like where I went from there, but I mean, the Division 2 is actually also a really good lesson for you in games and when it comes to power. It's just like, look, you're always going to be, it's sort of part of that agreement, the argument that we were making, or that I was making during the all the conversations about the nerfs and the buffs that they made. And I was just like, look, they're so worried about our power creeping on the enemy's situation, but we are so far away from any sort of power creep reality. It's like, get with the program, devs. Like, you know, they're so much stronger than us. It's crazy. you know? Beginning to use our holster.
Immediate medical assistance needed. Agent incapacitated. Vital signs critical.
Yeah, I just killed
Agent
myself.
vital signs 0.
Did we need to amplify damage there? Yeah, it's not balanced anywhere near that. As tight as they think it is. Like, if you don't get that 3% extra damage, then yeah, your build is shit. You know, that's how they like to talk. Is like, wow, like, so you're out there peak performance on your maximizing that top 3% damage all the time. It's just like stupid. Yeah, it's just like you're talking about testing range scenarios. Everything you put on your spreadsheet only works in the testing range. You know, it's just like, it's only testing range scenarios you're talking about. It never works out like that, ever. I just don't want to make build decisions off of the, you know, just the testing range. It's a factor. I'm not going to pretend it's not. We need bonus armor. This isn't going to work without that. So let's put on... One second. So this is one of those things, you know. This is the downside about modifiers. I mean, what is ongoing directive gonna do for me here, you know? And I'm not saying that as like a condescending prick. Like, I'm not like, I mean it. Like, do I need more damage here? You know? So I'm playing without ongoing directive buffs right now. Like, because I don't have status effects. I almost killed myself. I thought I locked in. I didn't, apparently. That's a bug. Hold on. Sometimes I hit that lock-in button and it doesn't lock in. And it happens a lot. We need to put a status effect on, don't we? Alright. Banshee pulse. Oh, that was fucked up what just happened. So, because he's got the requital, so did his turret. But the turret didn't have the symbol. So I shot his turret and I lost all my armor. I was like, why did I just lose all my armor? They're always in the yellow range and I don't want them to be. We got our ammo. Can't hold on to my this button.
Serious trauma.
The bleed is nice right there, though. Like, he bled out, so I didn't have to put an extra bullet in him. And the amplified damage is probably picking up on that bleed, isn't it?
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
That might be why we're running it. Have you already tested that, Grumpy? In theory, all damage is amped. Oh, come on. It's got bad handling, I guess. Okay, fuck it.
Hostile detected.
Yeah, whether the bleed was picking up the amp damage from range. So it's a really good way to help you feel weak. Stellite coating, keep that. Just lighting up fucking fire grenades.
Vital signs critical.
You come in. About to break my shit.
Agent out of action.
Yeah, the Strega is going to be hard to build around, isn't it? It's... I mean, you just kind of rather have any other damage talent, right? It's kind of... That's kind of going... My feeling about it. It's just like, I'd rather just have another damage talent that's going to be there, like... on the enemy I'm working on, not his friends. My immediate threat, right? The immediate threat. All right, they're not coming for me.
Agent deceased.
And then Sadist. Yeah. Yeah, the mag irritates me too. Huh. This Strega is a little bit of a dilemma, isn't it? Yeah,
Hostile control point nearby.
they could have gotten a little more creative, huh? Just need to delete them. I feel like the ongoing directive works so nice with this LMG. Since we're here, we might as well just pivot. I've been wanting to make this build anyways. Our ongoing directive status effect one. I want to break it out because it's been a minute. It's a fun one. Do I have the, yeah, the biomask? I mean, we cannot run the biomask this time. But I normally run the biomass for the extra tick. If we didn't run the biomask, now let's run the biomask. We got all sorts of builds for that scabbard, right? Okay. And the change up for this season would be the chest piece, because we normally run glass cannon on this, but now we don't need to. Now, I think the chest piece, if I get it right, the hollow point ammo weapon damage amplification is from the impact, not the status effect part. So they'll die faster from impact, but our status effects will be the same as last season. I think that's right. And then we'll just need like a golem, it's fine, but no skill damage. Or a palisade would be even better, but you think I should go? You think I should stay with glass cannon? Is that what you're trying to say? Is that what you're saying? We can. Perfect glass cannon, or were we doing? I think it was China glass cannon, right? Is what we were doing back in the day. Oh, that might make me have to go back. But I got a an electric one. Yeah. Well, we could try both. Go for trying both. They might just die too fast though, right? I mean, they might be dying really fast because we're gonna have modifiers too. So I don't know. I'm thinking about not doing glass cannon. Let's start without glass cannon. Start without glass cannon. And then I guess that would put the contractor's gloves then and pick up the bleed damage there. Contractors with status effects is what I'm thinking. If I have something like that. And then we get a little bit of weapon damage and a little bit of status effects boost. Yeah, these ones will work. China versus gold and electric. Yeah, gotcha. No matter what's easier to farm, huh? Okay, so now all we need is the whole state. Okay, and now we're gonna need some sort of status effect. I guess we'll stay with the pulse. And then we'll do decoy. And we need to go make sure we have LMGs equipped. I'm addicted to it too, Reap. It's hard for me not to run bonus armor. It's like all my survivability is in my bonus armor. So it can get rough without it. Agreed. Should we run? We don't need gunner, but that's our only survivability. I mean, I hate running the strongest version knowing we don't need the strongest version. You know what I mean? Like, being like, I might as well, what I'm trying to say is like, it'd be smarter to just run the Palisade gloves and get 20% armor on kill, because it's going to hurt out there with an all red build, you know? We'll hold for a minute. Survivalist for the status effects. All right. With you there. And then see we can hold with our armor kits. And the heals. Yeah. That's his name is BB8. Okay. BB8 is a cool little dude. All right. But we need status effects. We could run stingers, traps. They don't need to be strong. The problem with the hives, you know, you have to wait for them to come in range. The chems you can miss, and you don't have skill tiers, too many of them. Traps are okay. Can't move them, but you can set traps. The zone. That's the tough part about getting rid of gunner. The seeker mine, yeah, it puts a little bit of pressure on one target though, because you need the one that puts out status effect. You can though. There's the fire one or the bleed one. The cooldown is bad, so if you miss it, I mean, we're gonna be strong anyways, but our build is so status effects orientated. And the problem with the hive also, oh, we do have the fire grenades. There's that. Okay, we got fire grenades. I forgot about those. So we'll hold on to those. But we can put skill haste also to get some of our things back. But I was gonna say that the thing about the hive is that they run away. There's riot foam though. But I'm not feeling too good about my riot foam skills with my paddles all being fucked up. But riot foam would also be clutch because you could hold them still and DPS them down. It's probably better actually. I'll try that. See how bad my paddles really are. It's because I have to remember what paddles programmed. And so that's what I'll end up accidentally switching weapons or some shit like that. Okay. That looks like it would work. Let's do this. So we got fire, we got riot foams, we got a couple of options in case we run low on something. We could also run 2 middle modifiers, the one that crits give you more skill cooldowns, and then run retribution with it. So every critical hit on an enemy within medium range reduces active skill cooldowns. The thing is, I don't really like to play into medium range because that's the range that has requital. So I like to lock out of requital, so I don't have to. So I can shoot everybody and not care. You know what I mean? Like, the requital fucking sucks. You don't want to stop, and I think that's probably why I'm able to enjoy modifiers, is because I don't want to stop to think, what, do they have requital or not? You know, I don't want to do that. Okay, let's see how this is going to go. So I switch to this, tag him. Oh, I get shocked immediately. No, I'm behind cover. Get shocked again. Shocked again. This is what we're talking about, huh? This is the bullshit. Alright, we got our ammo. One bullet and you're fucking shocked, right? This is bullshit. Alright, so here's the magic though. We're gonna return to favor with a single bullet. Let's see what happens. So that purple guy. We get our ammo back. Ammo back. All right. Dead. So when it triggers, so when you get a kill, it's gonna trigger the whatever the talent is from the weapon. Let me heal up really quick. And so they'll get what that means is they'll get the bile debuff automatically without me having to kill. Shoot them, I mean, or trigger a status effect. $200 rounds, huh? Fuck. Look at that, 200 rounds of glorious special ammo. Oh yeah, that 200 rounds feels fucking fabulous. Now we got the crazy amp damage going. So watch the other guys in the back. See how they all got the status effect and the bile ticks and...
Incoming hostiles detected. Incoming backup request. Serious trauma.
What do you mean? He's in fucking close range. Bullshit. Fuck off. Fuck you, Stellite coding. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Stellite is ridiculous. I mean, that's not a little bit of damage we're putting on her, you know? She's ticking and we got... That's just crazy. Amplified hits at her. Go away, lady. Go away. I do not like Stellite coding. Get out of there. That's wrong gun. Yeah.
Agent incapacitated.
Cut. Cut. I think I gotta hold it down from a deeper range. Playing way too aggressive for this.
Immediate medical
I'm
assistance.
gonna die again. Yeah.
Agent vital
All right.
signs,
Let's
0.
try that again.
Hostile control point nearby.
Metal, is it possible that it's requital? Is that what you're talking about?
Power grid compromised.
So where you shoot an enemy and you're killing yourself? Because that's what requital does. And yeah, it's a horrible feeling. But the enemies do feel like they're hitting harder, but it's really hard to prove that. But every time they roll out a big release, it seems to always feel that way. And I think part of the reason is because they don't present it this way, but the rebalancing the weapons might be for the devs to help the enemy be stronger also. Like, why did they choose this weapon? Why this one? You know, because they want to give certain NPCs more strength. You know, if you ever wonder, that's what I wonder, you know? And that's also a pain in the ass, because then you have to go around to every fucking enemy and look at what weapon they're holding. But an example is the P416. So if you look at the P416 assault rifle, you'll notice that it got a buff. Why? Why that one? You ever wonder? Like, why the P416? Why did they feel like that weapon needed to be rebalanced and, you know, the police M4 didn't? Well, none of the NPCs are carrying the police M4. Right? I mean, you ever wonder that? I do. You know? Is that why they chose the P416? Not for our benefit, but really for the NPCs' benefit? Because it's a sneaky ass way to buff the NPCs, if you think about it. Real fucking sneaky. I mean, it would be funny to go around and look at all the enemies' weapons, tag them, and then to go and look at the list of buffs and nerfs to see how many of those weapons are on the buff list. You know? Yeah, totally. Tinfoil hat time. We're gonna fucking prove it. I know. No, but I don't think it's that conspiracy. I don't think it's that outlandish. I mean, these devs, they love their how do you say, conflict avoidance, like big time. Haven't you ever noticed that? And wouldn't that be the way to avoid that conflict? It's deep though, right? No, but they are conflict avoiders, and that's a great way to introduce buffs to the enemy without telling the community. There was a lot in what's the big one we had, Project Resolve. There were a lot of nerfs to us in Project Resolve that were presented as something else. Like diminishing returns on status effects was a big one. It was all presented as PvP benefit, right? Oh, look, in PvP, you're not gonna suffer anymore, diminished returns. You're gonna be so happy. And there was no conversation about diminished returns in the PvE context. But later, and nobody paid attention to it either, or tested it, or even thought about it. But later, we all figured out that Shit, man, our diminished returns are hitting us on the PvE side too. But we were all distracted. All right, let's try to play a little bit more deep, I guess. How are we gonna get this dude? My grenades? Yeah, they can. Got it. The gun itself can earn you status effects. Ooh, look at that. That's why we have our decoy.
Reinforcements en route.
Can't fucking see anybody though. Doesn't have they don't have symbols. That's fucked up. So they got the status effect ammo, no symbols. You seen that? Now they do. One of them does at least. Nope, they don't.
Vital signs critical.
No symbols on them. You seen that? Okay, this guy does though. So she just picked up a status. Oh, maybe that's why we were running the hive. So you could set the hive down and pick it up. Okay, I forgot that part. Just to inflict status without having a status skill. So you build stacks and then you set the hive. Okay, we need to put a hive down. Any hive will work. We're locked in the long range now. And you can tell.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
So yeah, I'll get rid of the decoy after this. So you want to make sure you mark as many people as you can for that reason. Especially when one dies. Why aren't they staggering? 2 guys died around him. Do I not have enough stacks up there? I do. That was a delayed reaction. Fuck is everybody? See, that should have triggered it right there, didn't it? Well, I guess I don't have a ton of stacks. That's good. Yeah, you want to play deep because we're getting the amplified damage. So even without all time, you're just maintaining that extra amp damage. So this plays better deep. The Pestilence did too. I'm back. Is that Sergeant Espinoza? Come here, Espinoza. Look at his ticks are changing depending on his range. he was going in and out of long and medium range, and they were adjusting. Okay, let's fix that. So we want a hive. And I'll just put a reviver. A fixer, actually a healer would be better, huh? We need some sort of heals. And that'll make use of my... Oops, did I put on heal? Yeah. Nope, that's not heals. Repair. Skill haste mods. I'm running the blue screen, and the blue screen's a really good gun. And it got a buff. I can't remember if it got a damage buff or not, but its mag was readjusted to align with the base weapon. So it went from 100 rounds to 200 rounds, something like that. The big show. Oh, that's right, English. Maybe I should have chose that instead. They don't care, Metal. We don't know if they care or not because they don't come out and say anything. That's the argument. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. But it's because it sucks because the modifiers are great, but the hostile modifiers are horrible, and it's just like, and there's half of the people that are just like playing with no season two, because they're not willing to turn on modifiers, and I understand their perspective, and that's developers are just quiet about it. We got a patch, and it didn't adjust any of that. I was very disappointed with that patch.
Hostile control point detected.
They didn't even say anything. Like, we're receiving feedback. We hear you. Okay, let's see if this dude will drop me a harvest. I've been killing him a few times now. Yep, no, it's always purple gear. It's always purple gear like this. I mean, no harvest. That was apparently part of this patch. So not even what they said they fixed in the patch made it. Okay, so we want to play kind of deep. And then we got status effects, so we don't need to worry about that. So we just need to get the ball rolling. Yeah, feels good. Locked in the long range now. We can shoot everybody. Don't worry about it. Might like Wicked over this. What do you think about Wicked, Grumps? It wouldn't work for the weapon, but for the bleed, it could get some, save us some bullets. Stellite lady's still alive. If we had armor on kill, we'd be taking advantage of it. There's a lot of kills out there to not have any armor on kill, I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what I mean? Stagger. Did I say wicked? I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. I meant creeping death. Sorry, that's what I meant. Creeping death.
Incoming hostiles detected.
We're locked in again. Yeah, this is brutal. No one survives. How are you still alive? Oh, they got Stellite. Fucking Stellite's mean, man. It's a mean. I know we hate all the other enemy modifiers, but I think Stellite's the meanest one. Believe it or not. The reason why is because, well, I don't know. Maybe I'll take that back. I guess the shock ammo still remains, but they're just so tanky. To make them tankier, I mean, imagine if we had what's that one called? Where you kill somebody and they get more armor. Ragers on that hostile or Stellite coating as a combo would be fucking nasty, man. That was easy. Yeah, so the trick is to play on the deep side. Not worth it, yeah. No, it's not really hard to spread bleed, you're right. Yeah. We got a lot of ammo.
Locked.
This is fun. I like where we're at. The only thing I'm thinking is, you know, for quality of life, do we put on some armor on kill? Because we are getting a lot of kills out there. I mean, we got the healing hive, which is nice, but, you know, we could just be auto healing a lot. Do we take away? I mean, that's a different kind of synergy, right? A defensive synergy because of the kills. And so, like, this is obviously a great. I mean, we're getting status effects, which is helping the vial, and of course the bleed, and damage to armor helps the bleed. It might help the. No, it doesn't help the vial. But it wouldn't be a bad thing to get some armor on kill. Or we could also, I mean, I can't on this build, but to also have some armor wouldn't hurt either. It's a tall order though, because I don't have that piece. The server's restarting? Oh yeah. The hell. So tomorrow's a big deal for those of you that are following along on the First Descendant. Season 2 is being revealed tomorrow. I don't know how much, but I think we find out at the very least, the rumor is that we find out the new Descendant, at least the ultimate Descendant, who that's going to be. Is it going to be Sharon? I'm excited, man. I just recently made a really good perforator build, and believe it or not, I paired it with Lepic, and it works like a fucking dream. It's not an obvious choice. The obvious choice is a crit-based character like Haley, right? Super obvious. But Haley's got so many options, I was like, I don't want to just do another Haley build. It sort of points to the weapon not being that great if it's only good on Haley. But part of my thinking there was... Oh, that's not good. I got requital. Well, first of all, he's got that mod. It's called, I forget what it's called, Power Shift or something like that, where it gives you like 50% more weapon damage, something like that. Can't remember exactly. But so there's that. So that also scales the explosive damage from the meteors off of that weapon. But on top of that, the real problem with the weapon is it's a revolver, right? It's small mag. That's the number one problem. And so, but if you don't want it on somebody like Glay per se, because it's not the kind of weapon you want to spam either. It's more of an accuracy play. And so that's what led me to Lepic, is because so I basically can get the most out of a single round and accuracy as well, because I can traction everybody in and hit them with a single round and kill them all from a single round's explosive, or spam it on that group if I want to, you know, by landing a bunch of crits on them if they're a bunch of tanks or something weird. So it ends up being a really interesting build and not an obvious choice. And it works for solo 400s. Basically, that's all I'm playing is solo 400s. So if it doesn't work for solo 400s, I'm sort of not interested. The Ultimate Glade boss build, yeah, that's fun. Angrish, I didn't know you were playing. Awesome, man. Share? You think it's gonna be Sharon? That's what a lot of people are saying. Yeah. Drop some heals. Getting hit with that requital. It's weird. I don't remember shooting anybody in medium range. I don't know if you really need the right phone, right? Because you can earn your special ammo. Just using ongoing directive. Oh, you are tanky. Stay suppressed then. So we're locked in again. The reload's not bad on this weapon. Ongoing directive helps a little bit. Yeah. Please spot. It's the rate of fire that makes me want to play a little bit deeper with it.
Detecting additional hostile contacts.
Ultimate Enzo would be nice. I really enjoy the Descendants that balance weapon with skills, though. They're my most fun. Like Freyna bores me because, I mean, she's so powerful with her skills for sure, but it gets old after a while, you know? Not using my gun, I guess. I mean, I guess it sort of depends now I think about it, because I mean, I did have a hell of a time with Lepic and his grenade suction thing. Yeah, so maybe I take that back. Lepic is a lot of fun. I love his traction build, and he's got a nice kit. He's balanced all the way around. You know, he's got a quick hit grenade. He's got that mega ultimate weapon launcher thing. That's crazy strong. He brings it. Rounds, no joke. There's still more dudes coming down the street.
Supply room access unlocked.
Yeah, she's a definition of power creep, isn't she? That's why, yeah, that's why I'm mostly spending my solo, you know? I mean, every now and again, you get some good matchups, man. Like, you know, the Fortress obviously got a big buff, right? The Fortress special ops. But when you go in there and there's a Freyna that just stands there, literally doesn't even move from her spot, and she just casts her skill and just stands there. It's like, oh, it's gonna be a fucking boring one. You know? And it's just like, oh yeah, you like that until, I mean, you hate it until you need that Freyna to level your character. But like, without Freyna, the leveling is only like 3 or 4 minutes longer. Like, literally. That's like not an exaggeration. Like, go in there with a weak ass whatever build, no Freynas, and even if you don't complete it, even if you don't finish it, even if you fail towards the end, it's all easy until the end, right? Then you're still gonna get your thing in like 2 runs, maybe 2.5. You're level 40, you know? So it's just like, it's not that big of a deal. That, like, it's not like, oh God, thank goodness. And I see people leaving when there's no Freyna. I see it. And I'm like, you pussies. Like, it's not fucking hard. You know what I mean? No Freyna, oh, I'm fucking out of here. It's like, really? You fucking pussies. Like, we're never gonna finish this without Freyna. I mean, if you're trying to speed run level, then great. You know what I mean? I get it, but then don't matchmake, you know? Get a friends list. Because the time it takes you to exit out and to search for another group, yeah, you could have been done and leveled. You know, so it's like not logical to bail, you know? Because we're talking about a difference of like 3 or 4 minutes. It's a pretty fun build. It's just different, but still in that effective department. That's always oh so important. Path of least resistance. Yeah. Yeah. That's true. And that's what the player gravitates towards, right? But, yeah, so, you know, for me, I'm having to circumvent a little bit of that. But sometimes when I go in there, I mean, just today I was in there this morning and doing a fortress run. and it was a group of us, and I was in there with Blair. I'm leveling my Blair up. Need to get him up. And it was fun, man. You know? Turns into a hectic fight. No Freyna. It's fun when you got 4 people that are in there and they're all doing their work. They're doing their share of the work, you know? Three and a half minutes too long. Rub out another one. That's true. Gooner. Gooners. I like this build, man. I'm not sure. There's much to change on it. I'd like to try getting rid of the riot foam altogether. Am I really picking up any value from Survivalist? Because Survivalist would only help my allies, wouldn't it?
Hostile control point identified.
Yeah, a lot of people, you know, there's a whole conversation that got started, and then everybody jumps on that trend a little bit. Well, the thing about going with the Carnage is like damage isn't the problem I'm trying to solve. You know what I mean? I hear you though. I know that's amazing. It's more about survivability, and we already have the damage, you know? So it's from here, it's about survivability and interesting. What makes it interesting, you know? And so I'm actually I'm about to strip damage off. But I'm gonna take off Survivalist because I think that's only helping my friends, and I don't like them. So I'm gonna put on Gunner. And that will, I think, be the compensation that we need. You know what I mean? Because what I'm talking about is the armor on kill. We're doing so much killing and we're not getting any benefit from that kill besides the ammo. And I want some survival benefit also. And then instead of the chem launcher, I'm going to put a healer on. But we could also put on the Banshee, which might be smarter. But what I'm going to try to do is actually to try to run this without running any status effects. So to earn my ammo, I need to get a kill, basically. Isn't the damage to status effects only for your allies, though? See, because it says group members get 10% bonus damage to targets with status effects. Oh, but it does give you the fire grenades, though. Forgot about that part. But we didn't use them. And apparently there's no grouping lately. So, and to be honest with you, to go into a legendary mission with modifiers turned off, thinking that they're gonna stay off when you go into a group legendary mission with an all red build, oh my lord, how exciting is that experience? Friends suck, so fuck them. Is it you in the group? I've always, I mean, it so specifically says you. I mean, I could test that. By taking survivalist off and on. But I don't want to do that at this moment. Ooh. Hey, we kept our ammo after all that fast traveling. That's good. Yeah, you guys are probably right, though. Probably right. I hate when they're that specific, and they forget the part that says you and allies. You know what I mean? Because they say group members. They're so specific about that, but it's just like, okay, well, if you're gonna be that specific, you need to say you and the homies. Oh, there's that ammo, and no symbol over his head. Did you notice that? So you're over here shooting away, thinking you're safe.
Reinforcements incoming. Vital signs critical.
Jesus. Look at my hive, it's floating. Okay, we're lost. Yeah, I killed you already. Oh! Stack them. Easy peasy.
Hostile shock trap detected.
Don't shoot that purple shit at me, though.
Eliminated. Supply room access locked.
Nemesis 1, you 0. Me too, Blue. Last couple of times I've gone into Descent, I got my ass kicked, man. I don't mind dying, but I just hate dying in stupid ways. It's on me half the time. Which isn't the problem, right? The problem isn't that. It's just like, oh, I don't want to go back in there and start over from the bottom. You know, that's the problem. It's like it's exhausting to get to the part where you start to feel where it starts to get fun, right? It starts to get fun once you get your things going, and you know, and it's just like by the time you get there, it's like a lot of time has gone by. Yeah, I wonder where I am with my journey. I haven't been paying attention to it. I've just kind of been hoping it works itself out. Slowly but surely. See this? I mean, how hard is it to get throwers at long range? Apparently really fucking hard. And I'm locking in at long range. But it's because I need Coal of the Week, right? I got to have the right modifiers. And that's the frustrating part. And we're all there, right? We're all saying the same thing, which is I don't want to be forced to play in a way I don't want to play, right? And that's what it's doing, and which is why I'm not using it. Why I haven't completed it. And I'm just a couple of kills away, but I don't want to be forced to run a stupid modifier that I don't want to run. You know? They need to pull that out of the journey.
Agent requesting backup.
Someone's requesting backup on a free roam. tried to answer the call, but it didn't work. It just took me to my map. Why? Was it too slow? Am I hitting the right button? I am. Oh, all right. Maybe I just don't know how to do it anymore. The servers are restarting in 23 minutes. Yikes. Yeah, it's not that. It's only 6, yeah. But it was still grindy. The numbers were just a little too hefty, you know? I think they could pull off about 20% off the top on all of those things and it'd feel a little bit better. Still grindy, still out there, you know? But instead of like 125 kills, it should be 100. That's a lot. 100 kills is a lot, right? 125, the last 25 makes it exhausting. And I love a good grind. I don't mind a good grind, you know, so I don't feel like I'm being unfair to them. I think that it just a little, they just need to pull off about 15-20%, you know. These are big numbers, man. These are big numbers. I didn't initially anticipate that. Like I was like, okay, let's do this, right? Let's get through this list. And by the end of it, I was like, man, these are tough. Especially when there's something that you really don't want to do, right? And I know you have choices. You only have to do 6 out of 8, and I was playing into that. But they really became a chore, really, when you started to put on these. I mean, look at these, eliminate snipers at long range. This one was horrible, man, horrible. Hours we spent on 6, and look, I only got 5. And I like the tapper modifier. The problem was there's just not enough snipers out there to kill. There's no snipers to kill. You have to go around finding 100 of those not easy to find NPCs. Like, whoa. And what you don't want to do is like, oh, well, this is what you don't want to do. It's like, just go to the beginning of American History Museum and kill the tank that's out there, and then reset and then go back in and kill the tank that's out there. And if you group up with 3 other people and they just stand there with their thumbs up their asses while you kill the tanks, then you can do it twice as fast. But now you're wasting 4 people's time instead of just 1. You know what I mean? That's what you don't want to do in a game. Here's an example. Like in the first Descendant, there's this workbench, there's a resource, a material that you needed to upgrade your weapons. And it's a common material, but you need so much of it, it's really hard to get the quantity that you need. There's no bulk way to get it. So what people were doing was they would get to a boss room like a District Union Arena, and they would kill all the ads and then let the boss kill them, and then they'd kill all the ads, let the boss kill them, and they'd do that 7 times basically until they couldn't do it anymore and had to restart the mission. And they were doing that just so that they can collect all the loot so that they can deconstruct it and get this material, right? And what the devs saw that, and they were like, okay, what we're gonna do is now give that as a big bulk reward just for completing the mission, so you guys don't have to do that ridiculous bullshit. And that's how the devs need to look at this. Hey, look what everybody's doing with this, what do you call them? Objectives, right? Everybody's finding cheeseball ways to complete it. They're not actually playing the game. So do you remember when they went around and they nerfed all of the XP in the game? They nerfed it all, right? They didn't nerf it. They rebalanced it, but it was a nerfish. And they rebalanced everything so it's all the same. No matter what you do, you get the same XP. We all try to pretend that this route is going to be faster than that route, but it's basically the same. and any variation is usually circumstantial. So they did that, right? So that we would stop cheesing for XP. So we'd stop doing just Warhound convoys and then logging out. And so that another Warhound convoy would spawn, and then we'd fast travel to that. We'd kill it, and then we'd log out and log back in. So that was our XP farm or something, right? And so they got rid of that, but then they reintroduced it in another system, right? And so that's kind of the balance you want to look at from a dev's perspective when you're introducing something like this, especially when it's going to already be a long list, which it was obviously a long list to begin with. You know, but it's just like, oh, well, we don't want this to be achievable in one day. So let's pump up the numbers. That's not how it works, because you got to look at it from the gamer's perspective, not your perspective, right? Now, the gamer is going to be like, well, I'm going to want to try to achieve this as fast as possible. So if that means I'm going to have to cheese this, if that means I'm going to have to do just the American History Museum entry over and over and over again, then that's what I'm going to do. And that's the opposite of what they're trying to do in the game. That's what they just went through this whole effort to rebalance XP, so we didn't do that. But then they introduced another system that forces us to do that because we want to get it. Right? We want to get it. We have to get it. I mean, to be honest with you, you have to get it the way that they structured the modifiers. Otherwise, you're playing at a major disadvantage. You have to get through your journey 6. Because the last one, 6, delivers the best active modifier. You don't know that until you get it. And that's obviously why they put it last. Wow, Sunset. That was smart, though. That was smart. So did you kill just the coyote and then kill yourself and then do it over and over again? Good thinking. Good thinking. But I didn't want to do any of that anyways. You know what I mean? Because I was just like, that's not what I don't want to sit here in the same fucking mission. And I quasi did it in the end. You know what I mean? I was just playing the same control points over and over again because of how often I was encountering throwers and engineers at those certain missions. So it's kind of like that, but at least I was killing more than just one enemy. Yeah, that was smart, Sunset. Axelrod, welcome to Hardcore, man.
Ha! That's my boy! Did we just become best friends? Welcome to the Players Club.
Appreciate you, man. So it's you know, so it's kind of a thing, but it's okay. It's a mistake. This happens in any game, right? Throw it out there, see what happens, but they got to correct it. I mean, if you're still working on your journeys at this stage, that's, I think, what they expected and anticipated, and what they built it to not be unlocked on day one like I did, but I did it for video's sake, right? But and it took me more than a day. I think it took me like, was it like 2 days? Maybe 3? I don't know. It was solid though. It was probably 3 sessions. But in the end, after reviewing everything and understanding everything that they delivered, I realized like, oh, well, you do want to grind this. You do need, like, if you think the modifiers suck, you know, a lot of that first impression is because you're also not tasting, you're not feeling the benefits. You're only getting the drawbacks, you know? And so you have to get the modifiers and play with those, your modifiers, and play with those and get them and be like, oh, maybe it is worth it. It's not, you know, so, you know, spoiler alert, it's not, you know, but it is, right? I mean, so that's what I'm saying. Like, they got potential here, right? These are amazing, but it needs to be a little bit more like Golden Bullet. That's probably the best way to put it into perspective. Where Golden Bullet, the enemies are buffed also, right? I mean, I die more in Golden Bullet than anything. Because the enemies are buffed also. And their time to kill goes up so fast, right? So it's like, that's kind of, but the juice and the squeeze are, you know, kind of balanced to a point where it's like, well, it's worth it. We all agree that it's worth it. Even though we probably all die more in Golden Bullet than anything else, you know? But it's fun. It's the fun, the pain, you know, the pain and the gain ratio, however you want to say it, that scale, it's in the right proportion. And it's not right now, you know? I mean, we're not talking about one enemy with special ammo. That sucks. Let's hurry up and kill him. We're talking about a whole squad with shock ammo. And half of the time they don't have this symbol on their head because of some glitch. You know, not half the time, but like 20% of the time. You know, and it's just like, Jesus, that's never going to feel good. But your damage feels awesome, right? And so you can see the potential there because you're like, oh my gosh, like this changes the way I'm going to build. And I like that part, you know? It's not a matter of having lots of damage. It's a matter of how you want to achieve that damage. It changes the conversation. And that's interesting. That is interesting, you know? Like, how am I going to achieve that damage? I know how to, like, how do I want it? Do I want it at short range? Do I want it at long range? Do I want it at all times in spurts and whatever? You know, you figure that out and then you build around that. And you start thinking about your weak points. Okay, well, I'm going to be in this cooldown. What kind of damage do I need when I'm in the cooldown? Well, and that depends on the season, right? And so the builds and the way you think about things are going to change on the seasonal level. And it is interesting. It's a really interesting concept. It's not innovative per se. It's not, but the way it's applied to this game and how long we've been creating builds, you know, it's a nice twist. They just have to get those enemy shit in control. And I don't know if they're going to. It's been fun, right, Axelrod? Like, I just don't know if they're going to go. We don't know. I hope so. But, like, you know, how many weeks in are we in? 3? We just got through our third scout, right? So we're going in on a month here on Tuesday. And we're still in the same conversation, and that sucks. And it's not so much that we're still having this conversation as much as it is about the unknown, right? We don't know if on Tuesday we're still going to be talking about this. But, you know, we could go out there and start talking. If you want, we can, you know, talk about the Lexington assault rifle and pretend our problems don't exist. You know, that's cool too. It's always sunny in Washington, D.C. Yeah, it's true, right, McGuns? It's only a conversation. This is a one-way conversation. Nobody's answering their phone. Right on, Robert. So I'm glad somebody likes it. No, but honestly, like, I was, like, genuinely, like bullshit aside, like, I was genuinely thinking in my head as I was playing. I think I was offline playing, doing something, creating a build or something like that. I'm like, oh my God, it was such a foreign feeling to be having fun in this game again. It felt so foreign, you know? And it's not because I don't enjoy the Division 2, but it's just to have something that was truly new, you know? And I know there's that big argument. There's no new content in the Division 2, whatever, you know, but it felt new. It's a new experience, you know? And the power and the creativity that comes to creating these builds, like, you know, it's just like, wow, this is really, I'm having a blast just slaying these enemies and the power and looking at these crazy big numbers that I've never seen before. What does that make me want to do? Well, I don't really feel like I need to be running an all red crit Providence Cheska Grupo build on my Pestilence. You know what I mean? Like, I don't feel like you're that I need to, how do you say, abide to any spreadsheet DPS calculations. That's the last fucking thing I'm worried about. You know what I mean? It's just like, it's a whole new conversation. And so when I see a guy throw up, you know, a spreadsheet about DPS and you'd be better off running Striker instead of Virtuosa or something stupid like that, it's just like, dude, we're not playing the same game. You know what I mean? Because it's like DPS is not the issue here. Surviving is, you know? Now, to the extreme that we're at right now, that's not necessarily good. And we still have to think about big picture, long run. What does this do for builds, you know? Because, like, to be honest with you, I like where we ended up with our ongoing directive build. It's not a brand new concept, but it got a twist on it, right? But from a power team perspective, like, in reality, with the modifiers, my team doesn't need any more DPS. We don't need amp damage from bleed bullets. Nobody needs any more damage. You know, so it's just like the modifiers are powering us up. They're crazy strong. You know, and it's just like you just need sufficient damage for when you're on some sort of cooldown or not in that optimal range, apparently, or something like that, right? So just your damage has got to be there, but hopefully you've thought about your build and the synergies and how it works with ranges and all that stuff. But you shouldn't have to go out there with a glass cannon, all red, Providence Cheska build anymore. You know what I mean? You shouldn't have to do that. You shouldn't, honestly. Like, an appropriate level of armor and armor on kill and bonus armor should be a part of the equation. Like, it's just an all red build just doesn't make any sense with the current state of the game, probably now and forever. And I got to be honest with you, that's interesting for me. You know what I mean? Like, that's interesting. We're going to have a conversation other than damage. Isn't that nice? And they're giving us the room to do it because the modifiers are making us so powerful. It's like, well, what am I going to do with my build? Now, the downside is what it does to some of the things in the game, like ongoing directive. It's kind of pointless now. You know, I was thinking about that when I was running it in the beginning, and one of the reasons why I ended up doing the funny status effect build, because I was just like, well, I don't need amp damage from the bullets, you know. All the power is coming from the modifiers. That's not always a great thing for the future of the game. That the modifiers become so powerful that much of the offensive attributes on our builds become obsolete. Now, they won't be completely obsolete because they still contribute to that amp, right? And also, you still need to be able to get a kill when you're on a cooldown or you're outside of your optimal range, whatever. You know, so, you know, it's not completely obsolete, no doubt. But it did make me think, like, wow, do I really need to be dishing out amplified ammo? And the answer is, to be honest with you, I don't think so. You know, when we were in that legendary mission in District Union Arena, the one that we wiped, was damage our issue? No, we were killing really fast. They all were. Everybody was killing really fast. And when you come across an enemy that's got stellite coating, I don't care what your DPS is, that fucking time to kill sucks. You know what I mean? Like, those dudes just got way too much armor with that stellite coating. It's just like, man, I'm laying in on this fool, hitting at him in 2 million a pop, you know? Ugh. But, and so I feel like in this example, the answer is like, well, I should be giving my team bonus armor, not damage, because they're good on the damage. The modifiers aren't providing bonus armor, so that would be true value I can add to the team, you know? And so that's both good and bad. It's good because it gives you something to think about and ways to tailor your builds differently and group synergies and stuff like that. But the bad side would be, well, what good is ongoing directive now? And what good is true patriot? You know, from in any scenario, right? Like, I mean, it's got other buffs too, right? Diminished incoming damage and all that. But so it's just where we're at is a balancing issue on everything. They're probably going to attack back the offense. Our offense is crazy. It's crazy. It'd be hard for me to imagine, knowing these devs, that they would tack back the defense without tacking back the offense. I mean, just look what they did with the whole rebalancing of weapons, right? It was a ridiculous exercise. It's even more ridiculous, like Grumpy was saying, when you think about it now. You know, it's like, oh my God, thank God they took off, 5% amp damage coming off of the backpack or whatever it was in the end. I can't remember, but like, because we'd be way too strong now if we still had that. Like, what were they thinking? Our amplified damage is nuts. We got 150% amp damage at long range, man. That's so easy to get. It's so easy. And then another 300% damage on top of that, plus another 150% damage when you're running the by the teeth. It's insane damage. I was hitting the boss in the chest with this build, or it was the other build we were running, the Strega one, at 2.6 million. I was running 1.5 million armor and 62% protection from elites. And I'm critting at 2.6 on the body? Come on. 2.6 million, folks. Million. You know what I mean? So it's like, do I really need to refer to the DPS spreadsheet when I'm hitting 2.6 million in the body? No. You know what I mean? So our conversation changes. It's like, well, shit, I should throw on more armor or whatever. But so yeah, my point is, like, I can't imagine them tacking back these hostile modifiers without bringing down ours also. But even if they took our 150% amplified damage to 100% amplified damage at long range, shit, I'll take that. That's great damage, man. 100% amp damage. I gotta run an all striker build. We should run an all striker build on the next stream, because that's an interesting one. You know, like an all striker with Ouroboros and the new holster. What does that feel like? I know the Ouroboros got a nerf and everything like that, but if you don't need any damage from your talent, it's a point and shoot weapon, and the damage sort of eclipses anything that you'd get from like killer, right? Once you're active. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah. Anyways, this server's about to go, I guess, and I'm gonna get some dinner. We got a minute 24. All right, well, we came out with a good build. I had fun. I'll highlight this one in the video for you, and then we'll figure out I think I'm probably gonna keep these gloves. I think Gunner was the change we needed to balance it out. So that gives us our armor and kill, and we had the heals, and we still took some hits from that shock ammo, and we survived it. So, all right, folks, thanks for hanging with me on this one, and I'll see you tomorrow night for our Friday night stream.